Okay, if you're a runner using cycling as cross-training, there's one big mistake I see all the time. You ride like a cyclist, not like a runner. And that's why your legs are absolutely trashed. And that's why it's not working for you as a supplementation to make you a faster runner. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to ride and when to ride your bike to boost your running, not sabotage it. I'm Grantham, a coach and professional ultra runner who went from not being able to run 400 meters to being able to run a marathon in 4 hours and 25 minutes. And then within 2 years, I brought that down nearly 2 hours to 2 hours and 37. And I was just getting started on my running journey. Once I then started to do the right things well, consistently, then I broke through. I had my breakthrough moment in running and ran 2:21 for the marathon and 6:42 for 100K and represented my country at both the marathon and the ultra marathon. If you want those right things to do consistently and you want the professional guidance in order to do them, be guided through them, just click in the link in the description. Let's have a call. So here are 5 rules you should follow as a runner to make your cycling work for you to help you to get faster as a runner. Number 1, focus on high cadence. We've got to realize that we're trying to build the engine. We're trying to build the heart, the lungs, and the blood. And the body doesn't know, the heart, the lungs, and the blood don't know if you're running or if you're cycling. And so by cycling at high cadence, we're taking it off the cycling body, off the muscles. We're not trying to build a cycling body, we're trying to build a big engine. And so get your cadence to 90 to 100, spin nicely, and focus on being in the right effort so that we can improve the function of the heart, the function of the lungs, and the blood. Think about the extremes. If you're going along at 60 cadence, think about how that's grinding and you're using the muscles in order for you to move forward. And think about the opposite. You're doing 100 cadence, spinning nicely, hardly feeling it on the muscles. It's all on the heart and lungs. So just spin in a light gear, high cadence, and keep that rhythm smooth. Not only are we building aerobic base, not only are we building that engine, but we're also accelerating recovery. And we'll come on to timing in a second. Number 2, you've got to adjust the bike in order to set it up for you as a runner, to get faster as a runner, not as a cyclist. And so there are a few minor tweaks that a bike fit specialist will do in order to set that up so that every single pedal stroke you're making is set up for you as a runner, not as a cyclist. It's such a big component. It amazes me how many people will spend $5,000 on a bike and then won't spend $150 for a bike setup. It's worth its weight in gold. And so what that looked like for me was I was slightly more upright because I didn't need to be in that aggressive aero position, which would put more strain on the hamstrings and I'd have to use more force there. It also meant the cleats on the bottom of my shoe, super important to be clipped in. So you're using the whole pedal stroke, but it meant that they were slightly back on the shoe, so that I was pushing more with the hamstring, the top of the hamstring and the glute, and that was working for me as a runner. And if you think of the way that you use the muscles on the bike versus the way that you run, running uphill is very similar. And so when I became good on the bike or proficient on the bike, it made me a better uphill runner. It's really easy to find a bike fit specialist who works with either runners or triathletes as well as cyclists. Number 3, time the bike rides around your runs. So number 1 focus, we're trying to become the fastest runner that we possibly can be on one morning, on one day. We're not trying to become a Tour de France cyclist. And so the focus is on the running. And so prioritize the running, run first, and then if you're gonna cycle later in the day, for me, it either works 6 hours later, second best to that is 3 hours later, and the next best to that is immediately after I finish a recovery run or an easy run. And if I'm cycling, as I should be in zone 1, zone 2, I'm just building that aerobic base at high cadence. Even if I'm doing that on a Tuesday easy run before an interval session or a Saturday easy run before a specific long run, I'm not detracting from those key sessions. And in actual fact, as long as I don't go too far and I keep it short enough, then I'm actually enhancing the recovery because you're still pushing oxygen-rich blood around the muscles. Now, don't forget here that more doesn't equal better, and there will be a sweet spot for you. And so I very quickly got into the headspace that, okay, bike riding is helping with my running, therefore I'm going to add more bike riding. And as a professional full-time athlete, you've got all this time available, but in actual fact, recovery, sleep, rest is much better than more at a certain level. Number 4, think of the bike as a tool. It's not something that we just grab out of the garage when we're injured and we can cross-train. Use it as a tool to boost that aerobic base and enhance that recovery. And so if you think of it like that, we're using it to get faster in our running. We're building that engine so that we can tap into that bigger engine as we go up in pace as a runner, not as a cyclist. So what that might look like is your week. Let's say you've got 6 runs in a week and 2 recovery runs, 2 easy runs, and they're between 45 minutes and 60 minutes each. And then you've got an interval session, and typically that's about 60 minutes total volume. And then you've got your long run, and that could be anything from 1.5 to 3 hours. And that's already running 6 times a week. So, pretty heavy schedule, and I always suggest you have that rest day. So at that point, we're doing 5.5 to 8 hours of running a week, which is already a lot. Imagine if you can add on, without the pounding of running, imagine if you can add 3 times an hour cycling and add 3 hours of aerobic base, most of which is in zone 2. That's a huge leap from 5.5 hours and a huge leap also from even 8 hours. And of course, it has to work for your schedule. It's got to be convenient. And now more than ever, all year round, you can hop on an indoor trainer and make this work for you. And in some parts of the world, and the reason that I travel around the world in order to sort of keep summer as a fixture all year round, is a lot of the time to do with not wanting to cycle 2, 3, 4 hours on the bike. But you don't need to be going for long periods of time. 3 times an hour can really boost that aerobic base. And to begin with, I'd start with 1 session per week, 1 times 1 hour. And if it's more efficient for you to build that 1 session up to an hour and a half, then so be it. Then get that to 2 sessions, 2 times an hour. Nice to be on the bike, it's building that aerobic base and also enhancing the recovery so that you're more ready to go in the next session. Initially, when you insert this, remember that you're going to be waking up muscles, slightly different muscles to what you've been using when you're running. And so you're going to be a little bit sore. Even if you're keeping that cadence high and you're keeping the heart rate low, you're still going to be sore. But after 2, 3 sessions or 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to be using that as a tool to get faster at running. Number 5, if you're anything like me, the tendency is, oh, we're on the bike, I'm not having the same muscle breakdown or in the same way that you're breaking down or the pounding on the pavement or the road when you're running. And therefore we can sneak an extra threshold session or harder session in. Before I know it, I'm racing with the lads on a Saturday. We're doing 4 or 5 hours going up and down mountains racing. You're going well into zone 4, zone 5, and it's actually detracting from you becoming a faster runner. And so as enjoyable as it is, and keep this as an enjoyable variation in a week, keep that variety from cycling, adding to running, but don't forget that you need that discipline in order to stay zone 1, zone 2. Keep it conversational. It's the perfect social event, going out for a bike ride with a friend. And even if it's just, okay, we're racing to the cafe or we're racing to the top of the local hill, that 5-10 minutes in zone 4, zone 5 can be the difference in you being ready for your interval session and not being ready for it. And remember, as a runner, what we're trying to do over the training schedule is get as much as we possibly can from that midweek interval session and that weekend long run, together with solid recovery and easy runs at the right effort levels that again are feeding, accelerating the recovery, but feeding into the other runs. So let's recap. How should a runner ride a bike? 5 simple things. Firstly, high cadence. Take it off the cycling body, put it onto the engine, the same engine that you're going to be using when you're running. Number 2, comfortable bike fit. So you've got to get that bike fit working for you specifically as a runner, so you're tapping into that muscle strength in the glutes and the top of the hamstrings. And as I said, a bike fit worth its weight in gold, and you'll only ever have to do it once unless you have a growth spurt. Number 3, time the cycling session so that it works for your running. So you're not having it detracting from the session. You're not doing that first and then going out for your run. You're doing your run first and then later in the day, you're doing your riding or immediately after recovery or easy run. And then remember, it's low heart rate. High cadence and low heart rate. So we're using it to recover and we're using it to build volume, to build that aerobic base. And so number 5, we're not going full gas. We're not absolutely hammering it, detracting not just away from a session, but away from the entire training schedule as a runner. If you get this right, it's literally free mileage and pretty fun as well. So really creates this variation in the week. So you've got your strength working for you, you've got your hill sessions working for you, you've got your interval sessions and your long run working for you. Now you've got added aerobic base from cycling without the pounding and the same level of muscle breakdown. The only factor is time. If you've got the time, then I would say that that is the best use of your time as a runner, already doing 6 sessions or 5 or 6 sessions per week. And if you're training for a marathon, you want to upgrade, improve your long runs, this video is for you. And if you're in your final taper weeks, this video is for you.